Okay, in this video we're going to build this modern style house. It's based on a real design which I saw in a magazine. It has two large structures supporting it on each side, and it has a nice swimming pool with some water running around the swimming pool, which is kind of a neat design. And there's also glass over part of the water. And then it has a very large carport on the other side and a large driveway. There's also a nice deck in the middle and two decks on the side. So let's get started. We're using cracked stone bricks, 2 blocks wide, and we're going to go about 7 blocks. And then we're going to come back roughly about 10 blocks. How far you go is up to you. The important thing is to make these symmetrical. This is going to be the front left side of the house. Then we're going to skip 3 blocks and build an identical structure on this side. So we'll come back 7 blocks and then come back until we have 10 total. So let's get an aerial view. So you can see both structures are the same on each side. So now let's come down and we're going to raise these. So we're going to add 2 blocks and then we're going to start building at the top block, and it's going to be the same size. So it's going to come back and match up on the other side. So 2 blocks more on that side, and then we'll just connect those up. And then we're going to do the same on the other structure so that we have some symmetry in the front. If you don't want to use cracked stone bricks, use gray clay, will work as well. So we'll just connect these up just like we did on the other side. And let's get a view from the front. And now we're going to come around and we're going to start putting glass windows. I'm going to use light blue stained glass blocks. And because of the shaders that I'm using, it actually looks kind of purple to me. But if I use it without the shaders, it's light blue. So your window should go on the inside block, so you can see there's a bit of an indentation from the front of the house. Now we're going to use quartz blocks, build out 4, and then we're going to raise those until it's 1 block above the structure we just built. Then we're going to duplicate that on the other side. This is going to be a hallway that goes to the front door. So there's a view of what we have so far. And now we're going to start putting quartz blocks on the inside of our structures that we built in the beginning. At least in the front. Out here we're going to do both sides, or 2 blocks wide, I'm sorry. This is going to be the start of the second floor, which will be quartz. So we're going to do the same thing on this side, 2 blocks wide, or 1 block in the front, and then 2 blocks on the other side. Right, so wrapping all around, that's what we have so far. Now we're going to extend out. This is going to be the area that covers where the swimming pool side is going to be. It's going to be partially a deck and partially second floor interior. So the second floor will be made out of quartz, and we're going to use sandstone for the floor on the inside. So as far as length, that should just match up what you did before with those other structures. And you can pause and count the blocks. And again, this can be as long as you want. So now we're going to build a cracked stone brick structure. And this is the support, which is both function and style. So it's going to be 4 blocks wide, and we're going to make it about 8 blocks high, maybe 9 blocks. Then we're just going to fill it in like that. So our structure is 10 blocks, not counting the 1 block on the side. And then we have a 4x8 structure for the support. Each side will have 2 supports. So now let's just go in and fill in the floor here. Do that really quick. This is just the quartz blocks, which will be the floor for both the deck and the second floor interior. So there's a look at what we have so far, and you can count the blocks. And then at the top block, we're going to start the ceiling, and we're going to wrap that around. So I'm going to pick a spot and raise up, and we're going to match those up. Now the interior part is going to be a bedroom at this location. And how you set up the walls and your deck is really up to you. So in other words, you can put windows where you want and so forth, or you can just do what I'm doing here. So I'm going to put a single row of light blue stained glass, and I'm using panes so that the windows are offset from the front. And now we're just going to continue on the wall on the other side. And build back from there. So we're just filling in the quartz blocks for it's going to be the ceiling of the bedroom and also the roof of the deck on the outside. And that's what we have so far. And now I'm actually going to raise that support structure by 1 block because we want that sticking out of the top of the roof. And now we're going to wrap around it with quartz. And so there's a view of what we have so far. Okay, so I just duplicated what we did over there on the other side, and it doesn't have to be identical. I'm going to have another bedroom on that opposite side on the second floor, along with a deck. The only part that has to be the same is the overall width, and the support structures have to be in the same place. But as far as windows, I made them pretty much the same, but they don't have to be. It's up to you. Okay, so now we're going to start working on the bottom floor, and I'm going to extend out a similar type of structure to what we had in the front. So we're just going to kind of match it. And you can go as far back as you like. Just make sure you do about the same distance, or the same distance on both sides, and keep it 2 blocks wide. And we're also using cracked stone brick again. So we're doing basically the reverse. So the L shape, 2 blocks wide is what we're going to use. Now I'm going to start working on bringing the front back, because it's quite a large structure, so I want to start bringing some of these beams back and have them match up at the end. So I decided to cut off my structure right there, and in the end, in the final video, we're going to fill that with glass in the back, in the middle. I'm going to use stained glass blocks in the middle there, but we won't get to that till the final video. So we'll just bring this one back and bring it down. And I missed, brought it down the wrong space, so I'm just going to leave it like that. Okay, so I'm bringing this top row, we're going to fill the bottom just like we did the front section. So we're going to put a row of blue stained glass. And I'm going to put some sections, opening up sections for doors, because we're going to have a door that goes out to the swimming pool. So I'm going to put in the stained glass right now. And then we're going to extend out that cracked stone brick section on the opposite side. We're just going to have a match up right there. And I think I made a mistake here. We're gonna put a door for the carport right there. So that's why I took out those blocks. Okay, so I'm going to join that up, and I went too far with the glass. Which is what I was referring to earlier. So now we're going to go back and we're going to start working on this huge second floor. So we got to pick somewhere, so I'm going to start here and just putting quartz blocks. And of course you don't have to make it as big if you don't want to, but this adds a nice section for where we can put the pool. So we're going to extend out this deck made out of quartz blocks, and we're going to put in another one of those support structures. So when you're building that back, you can keep that in mind. Basically, you want your support structure to start in one block on each side. So we'll just fill in this large area here with quartz, which will function as the floor for the upstairs and the deck, and function as the ceiling on the bottom floor. So I'm leaving a space for the support structure, so let's go ahead and do that. So right there, one row in, and then put quartz, and then we can raise the support structure. I'm going to bring some of the quartz blocks back from the front so we know where it has to be. So we're going to match that up and then go one block higher, and then we want that wrapped with quartz. And remember, those are 4 blocks long. So these structures add a little bit of time required to build, but it gives the house a pretty nice look when it's done. If you're building this in survival mode, you probably want to build a smaller house to spend the night in, because this takes several days to actually build a structure this big. Although some people are faster than others. So one of the things we need to do is decide how far out to take our bedroom. And I decided to take it pretty much all the way, and we need a door that goes out to the deck. And we're going to raise that up and then match that up with the other side. And basically we're just going to be filling this in with quartz. And we'll see you in the next video where we continue building this house.